Welcome, Libra. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I pulled for you the Wheel of Fortune as your overall energy for this thought about Venus and Mars, Venus and Mercury retrograde cycle that is intertwined right now. The two closest planets to the Sun, of course, barring the Moon, because the Moon isn't a planet. This is intimately wound up with the way that you are evaluating or finding value in the changes that you've made, in the social changes that are occurring around you in the world, and the way that you're learning to think about that, experience it, communicate about it, and plan your next steps. So these two planets are really describing your greater alignment with your spiritual values. And for Libra in particular, Venus is your ruling planet. So this movement, which has been sort of kicked off, I can say, by the total lunar eclipse, the recent total lunar eclipse in Virgo, that had a lot of planets in Pisces opposing it. And this is important because this is emphasizing the goddess energy, the gifts of the goddess, being in many ways the ability to reflect over your past actions, thoughts, experiences, but also the sense of emotional vulnerability, surrendering to that, surrendering to this new power of intuitive insight and ability to identify and recognize the reality of your intuitive communication. The way that you're letting these spiritual thoughts, this information from other spheres of intelligence, this is all coming together to produce for you an experience that you quite often produce for others. This is about a kind of karmic reward for the efforts you make towards balancing your world, harmonizing your world, finding justice, equity, truth in your life. And you may be experiencing things in your partnerships in relations to your significant relationships where you are being favored, appreciated, not taken for granted, but really valued for the incredible skills that almost seem to come automatically to you. You may be asked to step in to mediate others' discussions, others' disagreements, or to facilitate conversations that may be somewhat contentious, but you are completely objective in your ability to do so and to objectify and summarize the thinking and findings of a collective group. So this is really about the universe creating all kinds of new opportunities for you to experience the power that you gift others on a regular and consistent basis, and to understand the critical need for what you do in the world right now. This is a general reading, Libra, so it isn't going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below. Thank you to all of you, new and old, for taking the time to be with me today. And in your present, we pulled the Peace card from the Soul's Journey Oracle, and it reads, "I'm a being of love, and I release all negative energy." What I love about this, it's a direct commentary on your rulership, one of your greatest gifts, and the fact that your natural and innate ability to gift others, to care for others, to attend to others, to notice, to nurture, is something that has been done with a sense of not without a sense of your own centrality in the process. You've been channeling love, care, nurturance, attention, balance in a way that doesn't quite take into account your vast experience and gift. It's not a gift everyone has. It isn't that you can't share your gift. You do, and you can. But your ability to facilitate the process of sharing, of connecting, of deep connection, of emotional surrender and expansion is so important in terms of your own sense of being able to surrender the past. The ideas about the value of what you do, you are reimagining that. You're re-experiencing what you do with a greater sensitivity regarding your empathic ability, your general overall compassion in general. But what of that is able to be shared, communicated, trained, others shown, informed about? And what of that process have you been denying yourself? Do you take the credit? Do you see how important and critical you are in your efforts, particularly for those of you that are in a workplace environment, in a family or community environment? It's the same idea. How do you value yourself? Do you see your centrality in the many gifts that you grant in an equitable way to others? I'm going to clarify this with the Six of Pentacles, another card that I associate with you, Libra. This is really talking about how you've learned, how you've grown through your relationships, as this is one of your strong suits, we imagine, right? The desire to attract, to repulse, to back and forth, that energy is Venus itself. It is about connecting, resistance, pulling towards you. And you have learned vastly that you are not a complete or transparent element in your relationships or a static element. You, like those you're relating to, are constantly growing, constantly changing, and working together based on agreements. And these agreements start with your desire and ability to claim what you want. You can't go into a relationship or an opportunity for deeper connection imagining that you are a static thing, and that others should understand that you're there to give them something. What is it that you want in your relationships? That's the starting place for you. And that it is healthy to have an expectation, to understand that any negotiation, any relationship is an exchange. And that exchange is based on the clarity with which you can share your desires and your ability to compromise and to stay in communication. This is based on starting with your mutual desires and then working on those consistently with the assumption that you're whole. You don't depend on them for these things, and they don't depend on you alone for these things. And this is part of creating an equitable environment where everyone can identify their strengths and work from that place. So this is very empowering for the way you think about yourselves and its implications for your significant partnerships. In the past, I pulled a wild elemental card for you, and your animal was the dolphin. And the dolphin, of course, is associated with the element of water, your emotions, your intuitions, your empathy. And the key attributes of dolphins are importance of play, change, wisdom, balance, harmony, communication skills, freedom, and trust. Dolphin shows up to remind you to get out with your friends and family and play. Take a break from being an adult with all its inherent responsibilities and seriousness. This will bring the emotions of joy, fun, happiness, movement, and freedom into your life. You're being led to get more in touch with the childlike, playful side of yourself. And I would add a sense of honesty, unguarded honesty, which is part of being vulnerable, part of stepping up to who you are, your capacity, what you desire, how you want to grow in any relationships, what you want to learn. This is part of what you are modifying at this present moment. These qualities in particular are what you reflect upon to understand the pool of resources and skills that you already have intuitively, and that you are seeking to implement strategically into your life at this time. And the dolphin is clarified by the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands shows me that you've set up this healing growth path, this desire to claim some aspect of global well-being a while ago. You've understood that you wanted to offer your gifts in a different, more impactful way. So whatever your zone has been, you can see yourself having a greater impact, whether it's home, work, community, or even a very solitary monastic life. You have understood that you have the resources and connections to set up service to new audiences in ways that will help you to grow. And this is important because you've been busy starting something in your past, perhaps recent. The total lunar eclipse was the first of three that may shed light on the full moon in Pisces in September of last year. So this total lunar eclipse of a few days ago is actually the first that will be followed by the second in September and the third and final in March of 2026. So this is a long process of understanding changes that you've made, alignment that you want to make, and the practical tools to do that on the ground. This is about changes that are happening within you and how you're activating those into the world on the basis of your belief and faith, your sense of empowerment in the world, and positive influence that you can have over others. In the future, we have pulled the garnet, which is describing your root chakra. And the root chakra being the first is about your power, your ability to survive, your sheer will to survive, how it has been gifted to you from your ancestors. And the key word here is security, to feel more secure, deepen your connection with nature. I think that you are seeing yourself in the middle of a very chaotic world right now, and you wouldn't be the only one. And you're understanding how ephemeral security, stability is in our lives, and that you are anchoring into the sense of empowerment that you have as an individual in a way that connects you to your DNA, your ancestry. This connects you to your earth, a community, even if it's a family lineage, an ancestral community, a cultural community. This is anchoring you to the planet. And this is important because there is no security other than the ground we walk upon, the earth we tend, the plants we grow, the forest we meditate in, the oceans that we enjoy, that we benefit from, that we swim in. This is where you're understanding the only security that exists is there with the planet that will be here long after we leave, that you may have visited through a variety of lifetimes, and each time that planet, that single planet, has been altered or changed depending on where you have been located. So understanding and knowing the planet Earth is a big part of your understanding of what security can be. The only security we can have in loving the earth, in tending to it. This is our mother. And this is clarified by the King of Swords. I fully expect, since this is your element, Libra, you're a thinker, you're a discusser, a conversationist, you are leading ideas, opening up to ideas around ways to identify the most critical resource we have. You may be talking about it, writing about it, recording it in some way as part of your own mantra around the most valuable security you can find. And of course, with Venus as your ruling planet, security, values, possessions, the earth, balance, harmony, beauty, these are all features of the natural world. And these are all features that uniquely concern you in leaving the most nuanced footprint in the world, having the gentlest impact on others through nurturing their talents, nurturing their best ideas, nurturing their strengths, or even lifting up their sorrows, their challenges, their disappointments, but what they learn from those. These are already your bailiwick. This is already your turf, but the ability to actually enter or identify discourse around these ideas so that you can share them with others is critical to your future development and growth. I'm going to finish this reading. If you've enjoyed this content, Libra, please check out this video here. And until next time, namaste.